How's everybody doing? How's things? How's life? How's the universe? How's your week been? Can't tell by my distinct lack of energy. Mine hasn't been great. Hello. How is everybody doing? Put that away. Right. Ah dear. Oh good. There. Right. Okay. Is that the Discord event that I set up for the stream? Is it doesn't do time like daylight savings correction, so it just I have to manually edit it for each future event or whatever. Like I have to change it and then change it back when the clocks change, which is annoying because every other program manages to change for you. But anyway, yes, hello. How is everybody doing? How's things? How's life? How's yours? How's your week been? Hello, Simon. How you doing? How's things? How's life treating you? I wonder if we'll see John today. He was rather smitten with his lady fellow last week. We shall have to see. It is weird, to be honest, that like I remember far too much about your lives. Hello, Chris. I won't be in attendance as I'm at a gig. Enjoy. Enjoy yourself. Who are you seeing? If you happen to be listening for this 2 minutes. Yeah, enjoy. Oh. It's the only problem with starting it a bit early is that I'm early and no one else is. Oh dear. I've had a pretty busy week. The run up to Christmas is unsurprisingly difficult. Also, for some reason, I think I sold like 2 units in the entire like two of my I would say tools. This is a test tool if you can't tell. Two of my proper tools in November. I've sold 3 today. So I'll be getting those built as soon as I can and shipped. Oh, hello, John. Good to have you. I'm not well. Uh, oh no. You're right on time. I'm early. Uh, how you were otherwise occupied last week. How did that go? I'm better. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, I'm unfortunately back to how do I say this? The floods. Which means that I'm tired. Really tired. Uh, in I suppose interesting news, uh, I every step of the process I'm yet to publicly name, um, has been difficult. I kind of expected it, given the world. However, I didn't expect that even private healthcare in the UK, which is a rarity in the grand scheme of things, would be literal like medical malpractice. I was given a letter that was meant to be sent to my GP that contained what prescription I need and advice and like blood tests and stuff. I figured that part's pretty easy, right? I was promised it 2 Fridays ago, so as of tomorrow, it would be 2 weeks ago. Um, it wasn't sent to me until I chased them up for a second time on Tuesday, where I was then emailed a copy, and luckily, I'm autistic and I check things, and I checked the letter, and it was addressed to just a random GP nowhere really near me. There's a good chance that they sent that letter to that random GP that I am not a patient of, which I think constitutes medical malpractice, but hey, what do I know? Anyway, I got them to correct it. They said that they corrected the one that was going out later today, and then I got a copy of that letter today with the wrong GP on it. Now, luckily, I'd already printed it off and taken it to my GP Wednesday morning, and I'll be going back to my GP tomorrow morning to book an appointment so that I can discuss the letter and the thing with them, so that I might actually be able to start the damn medication. Also, separately, I'm going to be starting a different medication hopefully next week, which is infusions, which is going to be really boring. Oh, yeah, I'm not looking forward to that. Hello Joe, hello Jim, and hello Essentialist. How you guys doing? She's a nice weirdo. Wonderful. I hope all goes well. Hello B Right. How you doing? Good, good. Just came back from crying. Wonderful. You want to share with the group? It's been crazy at the shop. We're getting a pallet of stock every other day. Partner and his wife are complaining as it's too busy. Hey, being too busy selling stuff and making money is not a bad problem to have. Maybe in money, man. Fair enough. Well, my my chat is always open. Hope you're good. I'm not. I mean, in the good news, I did get my new PCBs today. The V2. This is like the lab grade tool that I'm working on. It got a lot busier, the whole light sensor thing. All of this is just, well, actually, all of this and these are all light sensor stuff. It's a lot, and that actually. Yeah, this is a test header. That's for flashing the microcontroller. For resetting the microcontroller. That's the wait. That's the clock. That's the thing that this needs, and that's the button. Simples. Understandable, Essentialist. Understandable. B580 looks like the real deal. Now third-party reviews are out. I've seen a couple of them, yeah. Especially for the price tag, definitely looks good. I think that the funny thing is that if Intel were pricing it at where I think they would want to price it, I think that they'd be in a lot more trouble than they are. But the fact that they've improved it this much in one generation is a really good sign. And yeah, it does look like a decent choice. Obviously, we do have an impending launch of Nvidia and AMD cards. likely at the start of the year. I think, what is it? Nvidia is meant to launch in CES, and I think AMD probably isn't that far behind. Yeah. Hello, Beer. Good to have you while we can. Um, since last week, still don't know what's wrong with her, why she likes me, but I'm not going to ask too many questions. Open communication is very necessary for long-term success. Trust me. Been with my wife for a decade now. See? Um. And any. Is there any progress on your thing? Which thing? There's a lot going on. I did structural repair to the house last weekend on scaffolding in absolute hurricanes worth of winds, which was horrifying, but we did it. I'm in a lot of pain. My ulcerative colitis is really bad. I have. This is a second generation board that I need to solder some stuff onto, and then. Damn it. Stick it in the new case, half of which I just dropped. Yeah. So progress on that front, yes. Progress on what else? The other stuff too. Yeah. I finally have a new roof in the workshop, and it's watertight and much stronger. Nice. It's a novelty to go in there in the rain and be completely dry. Wonderful. I'll be building a new shed next year. The ARC B580 is great for the dollars, but Nvidia 50 series around the corner and AMD around March. March, thank you. I knew it was there like Q1-ish, but yeah. Is that all the way on the floor? Yeah, it's gone for good. I'll get it later. Ba 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 ba. We do talk. I'm too old for all the fake BS. Nice. Last time was 14 years. Didn't work out, so no worries, man. But thanks. Definitely feel a bit younger apart from the X. Wonderful. Well, best of luck anyway. Oh, my stomach hurts. Hello. I'm just gonna shorten it to Elephant. How you doing, Elephant? You're not late. You're right on time. I'm doing great. That's a lie. Guess what? What? Wish up. I mean, so do I. Actually, hold on. Do I have any? Yeah, I do. This is my travel pouch of drugs. And it's currently quite empty because I haven't traveled anywhere in a while. I need to restock. I've had a travel pouch of drugs. Wow, that looks weird. This is some like just Gaviscon tablets. I've just noticed that they have a little like rapier sword on them. Don't know if the camera's gonna. There you go. They've got like a little rapier sword. Like it's really ornate on the handles. I don't know if it's gonna focus. It might be a bit too small. That's weird. I never noticed that. Anyway. Maybe it'll help with the stomach. Who knows? I just got your tool. It's coming soon. Wonderful. Did you order today? Because you were one of 3 today. And I will get it out as soon as I can. Which will probably be Monday. I've found that if I ship them any day, like anything past Sunday, okay. If I ship them anything past Wednesday the latest, they have a much higher chance of going missing or getting lost in the postal system because they're being shipped over the weekend. Whereas if they, what you call it? Come on, brain. If I ship them on Monday or Tuesday, they are much better. They have a much better chance of not going missing. That sort of what you get for going for paying name brand. Well, I did get them in Costco, if that helps. When visiting with a friend's cars. Because I don't know if I qualify as for a Costco membership, and I just don't care enough. I had a nightmare with the Y70 Touch this week. The riser outright killed my 3080 Ti. Loads of testing, swapping out hardware. Turned out it was caused by a short. Was not impressed. They're looking into the issues at height. They're sending me another riser cable out, and I'm getting the GPU sorted, but it was a major inconvenience. Ah, that's well, okay. Did you find where the short was? Just because how the short has developed, you will have a decent chance of working out if it's just a one-off manufacturing defect or if it's a design flaw. Do you still have the riser cable as well, like the broken one? The sword on the pill means it's made by Wreck-It. And Ish says, isn't Andy wrecked enough already? Nice, and yes. I still got the riser cable, yeah. I'm intrigued. Can you send me some pictures of it? I got it Sunday. It's already traveling overseas. Oh, yes, last Sunday, right? Yeah. And I've been learning a bit more. What's the kilohertz of the sensor? LDAT is 1 kilohertz. High-speed cameras are 85. So LDAT is 8 kilohertz, or 8 KSPS. As we discussed over email, the tool is a sample every 15 microseconds, which I think is 65,000 samples per second, or 65 kilohertz. I'm interested in what high-speed camera you found that's 85 kilohertz. I mean, I know a lot of the Phantoms will do that, but yeah. From the B580 reviews today, I noticed that the clock speeds and memories and GPU die temperatures all appear to be a bit on the safe side. I wonder if there's a large overclocking potential of the GPU. I have been so far out of the GPU testing world for so long that I'm not the best person to ask for this. If they look safe, then it's a possibility. But someone who has them will probably be able to tell you better. And yeah, I'm just a bit out of it these days. I mean photodiode. I know the sample rate. I don't mean the sample rate. The reason I'm having difficulty in answering that question is that photodiodes are just little solar panels. Um, they uh, they don't have a refresh rate or a frequency as such. They have a rise time, which for the photodiodes I use, I think is 4 microseconds. If you do 1 million divided by 4, that will give you how many hundreds of thousands of hertz it is. I mean, it's 4 microseconds, so it's 250,000 kilohertz. If that's what you're looking for. Yeah. Although this large photodiode that I need to swap over to the old one is yeah. I will have a look later. Elephant, I'll look after the stream. Have fun, Simon. Miss anything? Oh, anyone can get one. I was in a Costco membership. Is that UK or US? Obviously, one matters more to me than the other. That question: when are we getting a phone cameras or webcam software comparison? Well, the only reason that I have an webcam is for these calls and things. With this stream and like calls for tech press releases and stuff. Funnily enough, I've been on a few of them because CES is coming and everybody's pre-briefing stuff before Christmas. But obviously, I can't tell you about it. UK, but expensive for what it is, so keep using someone else's for as long as you can. Yeah, I mean, the friend whose membership we utilize, yes, doesn't live overly close, so we only go twice a year at most. However, realistically, we don't have the space to bulk buy a lot of stuff. Honestly, the vast majority of stuff that is at Costco isn't actually a good deal. Unless you're like a restaurant or something, and then like fair enough. But if you're just your average home gamer or whatever, like maybe for a large family, maybe, you know, in different circumstances, but like I bought I think it was like a 20 pack of burgers, like a frozen, or I think they were fresh at the time and then we froze them. But we froze those burgers and they're already going, you know, off and a bit naff. How are you going to eat 20 burgers in a week or two if you don't freeze them? Unless you're a, you know, restaurant or whatever. There are definitely some things. I know that their bakery stuff is ridiculously cheap. I think like fruit and veg can be pretty cheap by comparison as well. And then like for bigger stuff, it, you know, maybe, but like, okay, the real thing with Costco is that they only stock brand name goods or their own brand name, like what's it called? Kirkland, that's it. But like if you want to go buy whatever, come on, brain. Why does my brain do this? Right, we bought some dishwasher tablets, right? Or Rinseaid, that's the word. They only had the like brand name, the Finnish brand one. Which, to be fair, buying the 2 bottles was cheaper than buying 2 bottles at Tesco, even with my wife's discount, but not by that much. And if you don't mind buying non-brand name stuff, or like, you know, Tesco store brand, basically everything that's there is cheaper from Tesco. Stanislav, hello, how you doing? Oh wow. What's your opinion on the new Intel GPU B580? Seems like a good deal for the budget build. Well, from what I've seen anyway, it does. I have not had a B580 in, nor do I really have any other cards to properly compare it to. So I am only as basically as informed as you are in terms of just watching other people's reviews. But it does look pretty decent for what it is. Yeah, it's codenamed Battle Mage. The first one, the A cards were Alchemist. They're all whatever it is D&D character, not characters, but I was gonna call them genres. What the fuck's wrong with me? You know what I mean. So the whole line is Arc, but the architecture class, you know, like we've got Zen 1, Zen 2, whatever. The come on, brain. Nope, brain's going blank. The A and the B stand for Alchemist and Battle Mage. Hey dude, should I upgrade from a 13700K to a 14900K only for gaming and to be used for the 580? Unless you want to throw away money, no, because the 14th gen is literally 13th gen. There is no, as far as I'm aware, silicon difference between the two. It's just a firmware difference, basically. So, no. You're basically asking, should you go from a 13700K to a 13900K? And again, the answer, especially for just gaming, is no. The only chip that we have seen that gives very significant, like, worth upgrading levels of performance is the 9800X3D, and as Stanislav says, they don't exist anymore. You can't buy one because everyone else has bought one already. So, and even then, you would essentially be arguing to swap at very least motherboards, possibly RAM. So that's still probably not worth it. So no, I would leave your CPU alone personally. I think Intel still have bugs in the drivers before they can really compete, but today's reviews are 100x better than 2 years ago. I agree. There's still going to be bugs, especially because Intel's whole philosophy is we're only really going to support DirectX 12 and screw everything else, and we'll kind of work it out later. So of course there are going to be bugs, especially with older games, DirectX 11, 10, and 9 games in particular. But even with the DirectX 12, it's still going to be. It's really, really complicated. There's a really cool channel that I and like a million other people watch. Sebastian, I can never remember his second name. He released the video not that long ago. Let me. He doesn't release videos very often, and so the fact that he released one in the last like couple days, where is it? Where is it? Nope, it's nearer than that. Sebastian Lake. That's probably not how you say it. Lague. He does really cool coding adventures, making video games. Um, Talking about well, how to actually make a video game, not from a like making assets and making whatever, but from like a essentially an engine perspective. Like his most recent video was how to render fluids. He does ray marching and the cube one with the terraforming. Anyway, really, really cool. Really, I mean, fantastic radio voice as well. But yeah, it's really, really complicated to make a video game. Engine in particular, which is what the GPU actually works with, and yeah, mad. Uh, that one, right? Not part of software then. No, although I do like watching his shorts in particular. I'm thinking about getting an Intel card since I don't want to support Nvidia anymore. They're way too greedy. I mean, I don't blame you. I definitely felt that way with the whole oh god, what was it called? When they had they tried to do mafia shakedowns on their add-in board partners, forcing their add-in board partners to uh, either not sell AMD cards or sell them under a different brand name. So, yeah, I can't remember. I feel like it had a P in it. Anyway, yeah, not a huge fan of anti-consumer practices in general. Nvidia has tend done them a fair bit, but yeah. Anyone know how quick they are to add driver support for new games? There definitely has. I've seen announcements from from Intel a couple of times about how they're doing day one driver support for games. I think it depends on like the size of the game, any like partnerships and deals and stuff. Because I don't think that it's like every major game launch or anything, but um, yeah. I can't remember EVGA ever making Nvidia cards. Oh, not Nvidia cards, AMD cards. I thought you said that EVGA stopped making AMD cards. No, you're right. EVGA did stop. Is it like the Nvidia Partners program or something? Uh, the GeForce Partner program. That was it. Yeah. Yeah. They didn't do AMD. They basically just stopped all GPUs. Yes. Yeah, they've never done AMD cards, which is what I thought you were saying they stopped doing AMD cards. I was like, no, I'm pretty sure they've never done AMD, but that was my misreading. Also, Elephant asked how my day going. Really bad. I'm really not well again. Uh, and today was a particularly uncomfortable and painful day. And so yeah, not great. I really hope to see more competition in the GPU market. So do I. I mean, more competition in any market is generally better. for the consumer anyway. And yeah. Blurbuster just messaged me on Twitter. Status report. Well, the ulcerative colitis is, let's say, back with a vengeance. So I'm back to the floods, and yeah, all of my joints hurt. I'm overwhelmed, and far too busy, and really tired. I'm just so tired. Um, in theory, I should be contacted tomorrow to book in my first round of infusions for the bioweapons. Sorry, biologics. Um, so yeah, fingers crossed. And yeah, the other let's say interesting thing I was saying earlier, but I I got a letter from the endocrinologist, and that letter was meant to be sent to my GP. The only problem is they addressed it to just a random GP kind of nowhere near me. I've never heard of, I've never been to, I've never been registered at. Nothing. Nowhere, like, you know, a good 15 miles away kind of thing. Um, so I luckily got them to correct it, and I personally went and dropped my printed copy of the letter off at my GP to get the ball rolling a bit quicker, and I'll be at my GP tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, just to make sure that I get an appointment so that I can actually get going. But yeah. Thank you, Stanislav. Unfortunately, all of my health issues are chronic. Best thing is just some drugs to help me. Is about it. That's all I can do. I don't know if my monitor is compatible with the PC I'm going to build. Monitors are compatible pretty much across the board. The only minor compatibility issue you might run into, really only has to do with if you were to buy a very expensive monitor, an NVIDIA G-Sync Platinum or whatever it is, not G-Sync compatible, G-Sync Premium or something. I don't know. I can't remember what it's called. What's the actual G-Sync module called, people? I don't remember. But honestly, I haven't seen one of those around in quite a long time. So, realistically, the main thing is that you want to make sure that the resolution and refresh rate that you're opting for is suitable for the hardware you're buying. So if you're buying a 4090, you have your pick of any resolution and refresh rate you want. If you're buying a GT 1030, then, well, don't. Just don't. But you know, if you're buying, I don't know, a 3060 or 4060 or something, then you should be looking at 1080p or 1440p. If you're buying a 70 class card, a 3070, 4070, then 4040p is pretty solid. An 80 or a 90 class card, at least going with Nvidia here, you know, 1440p to 4K. Yes, you do. I would personally recommend DisplayPort. Pretty much every monitor and graphics card has both HDMI and DisplayPort these days. I like AOC had a few of them, so thinking of getting the 1440p one. Yeah, me too. I mean, I have their, let's say, sister display, the Philips Evnia 8600 is my OLED of choice. And I love it very much. Yeah. Would HDMI 2.0 work with the 7800 XT? Yes. In fact, HDMI 2.1 will work with 7800 XT, and it's backwards compatible. What's your favorite CPU? I don't really have a favorite CPU, because I don't really have a favorite. Like, the one that I have been most impressed by recently is the 9800X3D, or failing that, the 7800X3D. So I suppose that's the closest answer I have to that. But I'm not generally one for fanboying. I have preferences for things, of course, but yeah. Fair enough. You like a risk taker? A bonfire? Ah. Beer, my problem is, well, one, I don't have millions of dollars to spend on healthcare, and two, all of my problems are autoimmune. It's not the joint itself, it's the rest of my body ruining the rest of my body. Stanislav, well, luckily, 2025 is right around the corner. Now Snapdragon desktops are making Snapdragon are making laptop CPUs. Do you think they'll move to desktops? I don't see why not. The biggest draw for ARM CPUs is generally efficiency, which generally necessitates a low power draw application. So a battery powered product. But I think at some point, yeah. Isn't Microsoft looking at Snapdragon for Copilot PCs? With a version of Windows 11 question mark working on ARM. I think softly yes, practically we'll see in another 5 years. When was their first? Microsoft did a Surface with a Qualcomm chip a couple of years ago now. When was that? It might have been 4 or 5 years ago, actually. God, I've been doing this so long. I will have been making tech reviews for this channel for 13 years at the end of February. In about 2 months' time. Ah, dear. Ooh. No. What was the first thing you ever reviewed the channel? Well, the whole thing was me and two friends started the channel because we had recently built gaming PCs, and the reason we learned how to build gaming PCs was that we were watching YouTube, and it looked like fun. We started doing it. And so the very first thing that I made a video about was, I think, my whole PC. I think it was, I had an Asus Crosshair 990 FX motherboard with the FX 8120. I know, brilliant choice. Which, to be fair, was great content. And it had a feature where you could plug your laptop or plug a USB cable in to a specific port, and then use a separate PC to control BIOS settings. So I think I made a video about that. It was fucking terrible, and I think I used copyrighted music, so it's gone. But yeah. They are. I mean, I have at times. And I talked to quite a few. I talked to Marcus, PC Centric. And we used to have a WhatsApp group chat with me, Marcus, James, Geekowat, Aaron, Manny, Mr. Who's the Boss, and Tom, Honey and Tech Chap. And a few others. Chris, totally dubbed. Ryan, what was his channel name? The other Scottish tech YouTuber. Yeah. Mr. Who's the Boss, hey, Tech Mr. Beast. Yeah, pretty much. How to install a PhysX card? Yes. Well, it was hybrid PhysX because you had an AMD GPU, but then you had an NVIDIA GPU to run just PhysX. It was a 9600 GT or GTX, whatever I had. No, Tom Logan wasn't in the group. I have met him. I think it was like an Asus dinner once, in London. Yeah. Yeah, the OCZ SSD. I mean, the first review sample we got was an Akasa fan, and a phone stand. Which, to be fair, we still use the phone stand. And the Akasa fan is on my shelves over there. In OCC's defense, that SSD is still working all these years later. I used it for years, including as a boot drive for an always-on server PC NAS thing, until very recently. Hello, Luca. Carlos, hello. Thanks for the kind words. I must be one of the lucky ones too. I've got 3 OCZ drives that I've had for years and no issues. There you go. Fair play, Luca. Will it be a golf? And also, why? And are you selling the S1? Q3? Oh no! Why? No! Why? Stop it! No! S1 staying. I mean, good, but no. Why? See you, Simon. If you can't tell, I hate SUVs. Why has Google Trends for Luigi Mansion gone up by 300%? Who, which Luigi is selling his mansion? I assume, or I don't know, killed someone. I don't know. And Joe is still listening. Thank you, Audible. Still listening, but if you try to type here at the same time, you might end up mixing scripts and chat. Nice. Oh, I see. Right. I see. See, I have been off Reddit for like 2 months straight now, and I am not connected to the world at all anymore. Besides tech news from YouTube. That's about it. Oh god. I have to imagine the memes are incredible. Um, YouTube blocked this comment from me. But thank you. I will I'll catch you there. Exactly ish. That's why I'm off Reddit. Except for the secret account. Oh dear. Yeah, but essentialist is kind of bliss. Ignorance is bliss. I don't know what that is, and I don't want to know. Okay, that's a good meme. I think somehow I've managed to see his picture. I don't know where I would have seen it, but yeah, amazing. Yeah, Tumblr is either pornography, or a lot of people arguing very specific, seemingly imaginary things. It is. It is. That was a good song. I like that. What's the most interesting discovery to me when making the tools? I think having raw access to not just like the finished results, but um the raw data from the what you call it, like the displays themselves and the weird quirks and things that they do, and being able to learn about, you know, like PWM backlights and the sort of pulsing that they often do, um like catching really bad flicker from, what was it, the AOC AG274QXM. It's a mini LED display. It was only running at like 500 hertz. Dreadful. And yeah, so then they fixed it for the next model. Yeah, stuff like that. Also, the weird stuff that OLEDs do as well. Pretty cool to be able to use, especially the response time tool, to catch their adaptive brightness limiter and see how long it actually takes to trail out. It'd be kind of nice to have more samples on response time tool. It is possible because this uses the expert uses the same actual chips, slightly larger physical chip, but it's the same RAM, same storage. And this captures up to 76,000 samples before the heap's full, or before the RAM and the heap collide. So, yeah. The stack and the heap collide. Sorry. Ow. Avenue Q. That was the musical. Yeah. I couldn't remember the name. Ish, you are right. When Tumblr banned such a thing, there were, as you say, there was a schism. Although Tumblr has now somewhat walked back that policy. Although it's only tasteful nudity, artistic nudity, not outright pornography. Maybe. Ever played Rayman? Maybe as a child. Maybe. I didn't have. Is Rayman a Nintendo game? I seem to remember playing it on a GameCube in like the Playhouse, Funhouse, whatever it's called. Soft play area that also had a TV and a couple of actually at the time somewhat old games consoles. Some on Nintendo. Yeah. Surprisingly, both of those questions or statements are true. Favorite is Rayman 3. Nice. Yeah, I'm afraid that I technically had a Nintendo 64 for a short period of time, or possibly it was already broken before I got it. I don't remember. I remember it being broken for some reason. That's why. And then everything else. I had a PS2, although I only played Star Wars Battlefront and Need for Speed Most Wanted. And then my dad bought a PS3, but I never really played on it. I had an Xbox 360 that I played on a lot, mostly, I think, GTA 4. And then I got a PC. They're re-releasing the N64 in 4K. I have to assume with emulators, which Nintendo apparently hates. I mean, it's funny because Nintendo use emulators in their own like Nintendo Museum, but then they keep getting caught using emulators and then trying badly to hide that they're using emulators, which is just really funny and really sad. The soundtrack is amazing. I still listen to some of those songs today. Yeah, yeah. In fact, I've replayed it several times, including on the Steam Deck. In fact, actually, since I need to have those infusions, I need to sit there getting infused for 2 hours and then a further 2 hours of being observed. So while I will be bringing my laptop probably to do like programming testing on these buggers, I will bring the Steam Deck too, just in case, because I have to do it 3 separate times. So that's 4 hours of sitting in a chair. Yeah, not doing anything. I never played Underground 2, so I couldn't tell you. But hey, I'll download it and see. Was that PS2 as well? It's probably real bad. But you can. I've tested a PS5 with the tool. I think that's about the limit of what the latency tool can measure, so yeah. I need to add some controls for that. Ideally. Oh. Oh. I still got my Game & Watch. Nice. Those did look pretty cool. The little Game Boy type thing, but tinier. A few buttons? Ow. Only a couple more, like 2 more minutes. Yep, it's fine. Can you see the results in microseconds on the OSLT TCS? I mean, yes and no. Yes, because microseconds are just milliseconds divided by 1,000, so or times 1,000, depending on which way you want to look at it. So yes, but also technically no. I don't report how many microseconds. Like, I don't report it in microseconds. I report it in milliseconds. But if you want microseconds, just times it by 1,000. Oh. It should be. The only catch might just be like power spikes, but in the grand scheme of things, yeah, I think 850 watt is good for at very least 4080 or 4080 Super or whatever. I think it was no, I'm pretty sure I've used a 4090 on an 850 watt power supply and it was fine. So yeah, yeah, I think you'll be fine. Yeah, the 19800X caps out at what 188 watts of maximum power consumption, but that's all core. So if you happen to be doing an all core workload and then start up your graphics card to play a game or whatever, maybe it might be a bit touch and go, but I wouldn't be worried. Yeah, it'd be fine. Joe, we're clearly in sync. um, that's a good point. What Jim said. As long as it's a good power supply brand, yes. I am going to leave it there. I am very tired and very sore. I hope you all have a wonderful week. I hope you all stay safe. Hope you all have fun. I will see you next week, but I won't see you the week after. Stream next week, not on Boxing Day, because I'll be okay. All right. Ta-ra!